Phil, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here, mate. How are you today?
I'm very good. We've
Right.
uh, we've done a few shows over the weekend, so we got 3 or 4 days off now, and all good. Yeah, we're looking forward to coming down under. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I
Nearly,
know. I can't believe it. I think I saw the last time you were here yourself was that 2011, like nearly 15 years ago. Quite some time, and it's quite crazy how fast it goes at the end of the day as well.
yeah. I think it was Motley Crue tour the last time,
Wow, wow,
and
that
I think
is.
we came down twice before that, maybe in late '80s and in the '90s. But it's been a long time. Yeah.
It's exciting to get you back down here because I actually spoke to Tyler about a year and a half ago when the new album came out. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're trying to make our way to Australia," and lo and behold, here we go. So how are the boys feeling about coming down here? Because they definitely weren't with you last time. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah, they're
exciting as
all
well.
excited. Yeah, I think just our drummer Dane. I think he's been to Australia for a holiday, but Todd and Tyler have never been before. I think our singer's been once as well, so we're all really looking forward to it. And we've got some relatives in Perth as well, so we'll be able to catch up with them.
I think every person I've talked to who has flown out to Australia has relatives in Perth. I don't know what it is. Even Steve Harris, when I interviewed Steve, he was like, "No, I've got relatives in Perth. I don't. I need to go over to Perth because that's where all the relatives of rock stars live."
That's where they go. Yeah, yeah.
But Phil, tell me, how's the tour been going so far? How are these shows? Because I had a bit of a look earlier, and I noticed it's a very Motorhead heavy set. Tell us the experience about being back out there and playing all these songs live to the crowd. How's the reception been?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Yeah, we sold a just nearly well, some shows have sold out,
Yep.
and but a handful have sold out, and the others are close to selling out. And just wanted, to do something to remember the 50 years of Motorhead. Really, just do our own little thing. So we will next year we're going to be back to doing our own set and everything and stuff. But when we come to Australia, we'll be playing our own stuff and some Motorhead stuff. So it'll be a good mix of everything.
And that is a good mix because it's good to mix it up like that as well. How do you find when you're crafting the set list? How do you choose, well, which of your own stuff to play and which of the Motorhead stuff to play as well? Because that's a bit of a balancing act at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, obviously people want to hear Ace of Spades and Kill by Death and things like that, and
Yep.
we know which of our songs go down well, and you've got to. It's the important thing is to place them in the right order where they'll work. You know what I mean? You don't want like three mid-paced songs one after the other, like so. It takes a bit of thought, but we're quite old hands at it now, so we think we've got an interesting show for everyone.
Well, no, I'm looking forward to it because, like you said, it is an interesting show. And your solos, well, the stuff you've done in Phil Campbell and the Bastard songs as well, is you got a couple of songs on there, and you got one song in particular that might say the F word once or twice that I reckon would go quite quite well live. But no, I'm very excited to hear it as well. But playing Australian, playing these, is this something you thought when you started the band with the boys that you would be able to tour this worldwide? Is it a bit of a wow? This has kind of grown into something bigger than what
Well,
it started.
we didn't know where it would take us, really. I mean, my initial plan after Motorhead was to retire.
Mm.
I mean, we did have the band for 2 years when Motorhead was still going. We were just doing it was just for fun then, playing cover songs and things, just to get me out and have some fun on my downtime.
Yeah.
But after 4 months of like retirement, really, the boy said, "Oh, come on, Dad, pick up the guitar. Let's go and do some shows." And so then we gradually changed the name of the band and started writing our own material, and it's sort of grown from there. I mean, we've been doing massive shows this year. We're playing the O2 Arena in London with Alice Cooper and Judas Priest.
Wow.
That's huge. I think that's the biggest indoor arena in Europe, and
Hmm.
we've got another 10 shows with Priest lined up, and a bunch of the usual festivals and that. So yeah, it's everywhere wants a piece of us at some point. Like so, but I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, after spending so much time away from my boys with Motörhead as well, it's nice to be able to give something back to them, And they're all great players as well. The band is so tight,
Yeah.
so it's, I still feel like I'm in a kick-ass rock and roll band as I did with Motörhead. So you
And
know,
that's the thing. You're not wrong. You are still in the Kick-Ass Motorhead, Kick-Ass band, because I actually got to see you guys play Vakken in 2023. That surprise announcement, I think that was announced on the actual Wednesday, when all that rain was downpouring and you had Doro there as well, and they did the tribute to Lemmy. How was that whole experience as well, kind of being a part of that day?
um, it was nice, but it was chaotic.
Mm.
The organization was horrific, and because of the mud and trying to to get to the venue and everything, it was just nothing went according to plan really. But
Yeah.
it was a tough day, tough couple of days. I slept well when I got home after that, but it was nice, really nice to do. You know,
No, and it's a nice little thing for the fans that I guess you're doing your own music with your boys and you're reliving some of the Motorhead classics because a lot of bands when a band stops or breaks up, that's kind of it. You never get to hear those things as well. But there are so many fans, like you said, Motorhead 50-year anniversary, that never got to see a Motorhead live, especially in Australia. They never got to see a member play these songs live. Is it when you go out and play these shows, are you seeing younger kids in the crowd that wouldn't have even been born? Like, so let's say, wouldn't have even been born in the 90s at this point, coming out and enjoying these shows? That's got to be an experience in itself.
yeah, there's people are bringing their kids to lots of shows. They always have. I mean, even with Motorhead, we used to have like sometimes you'd see three generations of a family there. You'd have the grandfather there and his son, and then the grandson would be
Yep.
there, all enjoying it. Like the music's for everyone, and it's great that the youngsters are getting turned on to real music.
Mm.
Instead of this, there's so much crap around these days. And these voice things to auto tunes and rubbish like that.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to see people actually playing their instruments on stage with no tapes, actually doing it for real, mistakes and all. You know.
Mistakes make us human. I always like it when I see a band live and you can hear a mistake, like maybe they sing a bung note or maybe, a guitar string snaps and you can tell the guitar string snaps because there's nothing worse. And I have seen some bands, and I won't say their names, when you can tell the mic's cut out, but for some reason you can still hear the singer sing at half volume because they're singing over a backing track the whole time. I think there's something to say about real rock music just kind of played live and recorded the way it is. Like, how do you record when you recorded with the boys? Is it similar to how you were recording with Motorhead, or is it a bit of a different approach?
Um, well, with Motorhead, with the last album, Bad Magic, we kind of wrote that in the studio, well, just sort of most of it. Before that, we were coming up with the songs beforehand. Like
Yeah.
we'd rehearse for a couple of months and knock some knock some stuff into shape. Um, but now we've got a bunch of songs ready for the next album. We've got about 8 songs for the Bastard Sons ready. They don't. We've only just roughly demoed them, so we don't forget them. So we're probably going to try and record them like early next year. But everyone contributes. Todd comes up with a load of riffs and some like complete songs, and I'll come up with some stuff when I have to. I'm quite lazy these days, but I'll put my share in of songs and riffs and everything, and Dane comes up with the drum beats and
Yep.
changes the beats around, and Tyler comes up with some cool bass stuff, and we leave the melodies up to Joel,
Yeah.
and he's pretty bang on with them at the moment. So it all works well.
And I think that's the least the boys can do for you is help you a bit out with the writing. After all, they dragged you out of retirement, even though it wasn't a very long-lived retirement. Do you think that was the best thing for you, not to have that big time off in between kind of the touring life and recording life with Motörhead and then jumping in with Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons? Do you think that kind of helped keep the spark alive for you playing live? Because do you think if maybe you took 2, 3, 4 years off, it would have been harder to get back on stage, or is it something you just never have thought about?
I don't know. It just happened naturally, really. I wasn't trying to think too far ahead, really. But now I'm really enjoying it. Now we've started from scratch, and we've built up our reputation and everything. It's something to be proud of. So yeah, there's a few years left in me yet, and the old dog yet. So I'm going to enjoy it while I'm healthy enough to enjoy it and everything.
And that's it. And speaking of that as well, like you said, it's allowing you to do things that might not have been possible. Like coming down to Australia is not the easiest market to break into as well. So we're very much looking forward to having you here in September. That's when the weather's perfect kind of down here as well. It's not cold anymore, but it's also not too hot. I know being from the UK, coming to Australia can get a bit nasty if you come down here in our summer because we're kind of missing that ozone layer.
No, sounds wicked. Sounds perfect for us. Yeah,
exactly. But tell us a bit more about the tour coming up, because like at the moment, I noticed you are playing full Motörhead sets. How's it going to be when it comes to Australia? Is it going to be a 50-50 split, or are you going to lean more towards your original songs? Are you going to lean a bit more towards the Motörhead side, or has that not been decided?
We'll probably do like something like 50-50.
Yep.
You know, keep everyone happy. You know, but I definitely. You know, I'm not going to go all the way to Australia and not play our own original material as well.
Yep.
You know, and I'm sure, like you said earlier, people want to hear some of the Motörhead songs as well. So, yeah, it'll be a really good mix of all.
And when playing live, and after all these years, what kind of songs, or from both catalogues, from the Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons and the Motörhead catalogue, and I noticed I think you've even got a David Bowie song in there occasionally. But what are some of your favourite songs to play live these days after all these years? Because to say you've been doing it for a long time is a little bit of an understatement.
I don't know. There's too many, really.
Yeah.
I enjoy them all.
Yeah.
All the ones we put in the set. You know, if I didn't like the songs, they wouldn't have got recorded in the first place. So, like, you know.
Very true.
But yeah, you know, it's really good stuff. So I'm not complaining about anything.
Oh no, that's perfect. And like you said, you're looking to record the new album possibly early next year. Do you ever try these songs out live before recording them, or is it something you kind of like to keep close to your chest until you know it's done?
We haven't done as yet. We could put on we could get a local gig or somewhere quiet and test a few things out. But we kind of know what's going to work live and what's going to be best on an album, sort of thing. But you never know. You never know what we'll get up to.
Yeah, that's it.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things you just never know. Sometimes it's good to go, oh, well, if we do this, play this live, and you never know how a crowd's going to react. It's probably best to do it in a local.
Yeah, if it gets no reaction, then we probably won't play it again.
That's exactly right. Well, Phil, I know you've got a lot of interviews this morning, so I won't keep you for too much longer. But is there anything you want to say to the Aussie fans before I let you go?
Yeah, we really, really hyped up about coming down after a long time and just playing for you great fans down there, and get yourself to tickets and come, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
No, brilliant. Well, people listening to this right now, the tickets are in the comments below. But Phil, it's been an absolute pleasure. Cannot wait to see you in September.
Thanks, my friend. Yeah, and you. See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All the best. Okay, bye-bye.